Dr. Zalthor stepped off his ship onto the human space station. He was a famous scientist from the Galactic Council. His job was simple: study weak species across the galaxy. Humans were next on his list. He carried a scanner and notebook. His 3 assistants followed behind him. The space station was busy. Humans walked everywhere. They looked soft. They looked fragile. Zalthor smiled. This study would be easy. "These humans have no claws," he said to his assistant. "No thick skin. No armor plates. How did they survive their planet?" His assistant checked the data. Records say they are persistence hunters. "Doctor, they chase prey until it falls down." Zalthor laughed. "Persistence? That is not evolution. That is just stubbornness." They walked through the main hall. Suddenly, a sound. A human child screamed. Everyone looked up. The child was falling from the upper deck, 15 feet high. The fall would break bones, maybe kill the small human. Time seemed to slow down. A human woman ran forward. She was the child's mother. Zalthor watched the scanner. The woman's body chemistry exploded. Her heart rate jumped from 70 to 180 in 1 second. Her muscle capacity tripled. Her pain receptors shut down completely. She caught the child. Her arms should have broken from the impact, but they did not. She held the child tight and kept running to safety. Zalthor stood frozen. His scanner was beeping wildly. "Impossible," he whispered. "This is impossible." The station returned to normal. The mother checked her child. The child was fine. Everyone went back to work. Like nothing happened. But something did happen. Something that broke every rule Zalthor knew about biology. He ran to the human medical station. A human doctor was there. Her name was Dr. Sarah Chun. "Excuse me, doctor," Zalthor said. His voice shook with excitement. That woman, her body changed in 1 second. How? What kind of evolution allows instant physical changes? Dr. Chin smiled. She poured coffee into her cup. "Evolution? No, doctor. That was not evolution. That was just adrenaline. Every human has it." Zalthor felt his 3 hearts beat faster. "Every human? You mean all humans can do this?" Dr. Chin nodded. "Yes. When we face danger, our bodies release adrenaline. It makes us stronger, faster. It blocks pain. It keeps us alive." Zalthor looked at his scanner again. The data was still there. Still impossible. Still real. He looked up at Dr. Chun. "I must study this," he said quietly. "I must understand how this works." Dr. Chen's smile grew wider. "Then, doctor, you are going to be very surprised." Dr. Zalthor could not sleep that night. His mind was full of questions. Can all humans really do this? Is it safe? What is the limit? The next morning, he went back to Dr. Chun. "I need to test this adrenaline," he said. "I need human volunteers." Dr. Chin nodded. "I expected this. I already have 3 volunteers ready. But, doctor, we will do this safely. No real danger." "Of course," Zalthor agreed. "I am a scientist, not a monster." They went to the station gym. The first volunteer was there. His name was Tom. He was a normal human. Average height, average build, nothing special. Zalthor set up his equipment. "Please lift this weight," he said. The weight was 100 pounds. Tom lifted it easily, then put it down. Zalthor checked his scanner. Normal muscle capacity, normal heart rate, exactly as predicted. Then Dr. Chin brought in a heavier weight, 300 pounds. "Try this one, Tom," she said. Tom grabbed the bar. He pulled hard. His face turned red, but the weight did not move. "Too heavy," Tom said, breathing hard. "I cannot lift it." Zalthor nodded. As expected, humans are limited by their muscle structure. Dr. Chin smiled that smile again. Now for the real test. She brought in a small robot puppy. It looked real, very cute. She placed it near the 300-pound weight. Then she pressed a button. The weight started falling toward the robot puppy. "The puppy!" Tom shouted. Time slowed down again. Zalthor watched the scanner explode with data. Tom's body chemistry changed instantly. His adrenaline levels shot up. His muscle capacity tripled. His pain receptors turned off. Tom grabbed the 300-pound weight. He caught it with both hands. He held it up, then slowly put it down. The robot puppy was safe. Tom stood there, breathing hard. His hands were shaking. Zalthor stared at a scanner. You just lifted 3 times your maximum capacity. This should be impossible. Your muscles should be torn. Your bones should be cracked. Tom looked at his hands. Yeah, I will feel this tomorrow. My whole body will hurt. Tomorrow? Zalthor stepped closer. You mean you survived this? Your body repairs itself. Dr. Chen handed Tom a water bottle. That is correct. Adrenaline lets us do impossible things. But we pay the price later. Sore muscles, pain, tiredness. The body remembers. Zalthor sat down slowly. His legs felt weak. This changes everything I know about biology. Suddenly, the gym door opened. Another scientist ran inside. His name was Kelvar. His face looked scared. Dr. Zalthor, Kelvar shouted. You need to see this. A human security guard just fought 3 Krolax warriors. Alone. He won. We have it on video. Zalthor stood up fast. 3 Krolax? That is impossible. 1 Krolax can kill 5 soldiers. I know, Kelvar said, but this human did it. You must see the recording. Dr. Zalthor ran to the security room. His assistants followed him. Dr. Chen came too. They all gathered around the large screen. Play the video, Zalthor ordered. The screen showed a hallway. The timestamp said 2 hours ago. A human security guard stood there. His name badge said Marcus Webb. He looked calm. He was drinking coffee. Then 3 Krolax warriors appeared. Each one was 8 feet tall, covered in armor scales. Built for war. They carry plasma blades. He needs to run, Zalthor whispered. He cannot fight them. But Marcus did not run. The first Krolax attacked. Marcus dodged. Barely. The second Krolax swung his blade. It hit Marcus in the shoulder. Blood appeared on his uniform. Fatal wound, Zalthor said, pointing at the screen. That cut his major blood vessel. He should collapse in 30 seconds. But Marcus did not collapse. Zalthor watched his portable scanner. He had pointed it at the screen. The scanner could read body chemistry from recordings. Marcus's adrenaline levels were going crazy. Higher than Tom's. Higher than the mother's. Higher than anything Zalthor had ever seen. Marcus moved faster now. His eyes looked different. Wild. Focused. He grabbed the first Krolax and threw him into a wall. The wall cracked. Impossible, Kelvar whispered. Krolax weigh 400 pounds. The second Krolax stabbed at Marcus again. Marcus caught the blade with his bare hand. His hand bled, but he did not let go. He twisted the blade away, then punched the Krolax in the throat. The third Krolax roared and charged. Marcus kicked him. The Krolax flew backward 5 feet. For minutes passed. Marcus was bleeding from 6 wounds. But he kept fighting. Harder. Faster. Like the pain did not exist. Finally, all 3 Krolax lay on the ground. Unconscious. Defeated. Marcus stood in the middle of the hallway. Blood dripping from his wounds. He pressed his communication badge. Medical team to hallway 7, Marcus said. His voice was calm. Normal. 3 Krolax need medical attention. I also require assistance. Then Marcus collapsed. The video ended. The security room was silent. Nobody spoke for a full minute. Zalthor looked at Dr. Chen. He fought for 4 minutes with fatal wounds. How? Why did his body not shut down? Dr. Chen pointed at the screen. His adrenaline blocked all pain signals. His body knew the truth. If he stopped fighting, he would die. So his adrenaline would not let him stop. It kept him fighting until the danger was over. And then he collapsed, Zalthor said slowly, after he was safe. Exactly, Dr. Chen nodded. Zalthor stood up. His hands were shaking. I must meet this Marcus. I must understand how human bodies can do this. Where is he now? Dr. Chen's face became serious. He is in surgery. Doctor, the wounds were very bad. He lost a lot of blood. Will he survive? Yes, probably. Humans are tough. Kelvar spoke up. Dr. Zalthor, there's something else. I found old human war records in the station database. You should see them. There are hundreds of stories like this. Zalthor felt cold suddenly. Hundreds? This has happened before. Many times. Kelvar said quietly. Throughout human history. Dr. Zalthor sat in the station library. Kelvar opened the human military database. Thousands of files appeared on the screen. These are all real events, Kelvar said, documented by human historians. Zalthor opened the first file. It was from Earth year 1942, a soldier named Desmond Doss. He was a medic in a terrible battle. Bombs falling everywhere. Soldiers dying. Desmond saved 75 soldiers. One by one, he carried each wounded man to safety. Alone, under enemy fire. No weapons. Just his hands and his will to save others. 75 people, Zalthor whispered. How many hours? 12 hours, Kelvar answered. He did not stop. He did not rest. Zalthor opened another file. Earth year 2006. A mother named Angela. A car accident. The car flipped over. It landed on her son. The car weighed 3,000 pounds. Angela lifted the car. She held it up long enough for neighbors to pull her son out. Then she collapsed. 3,000 pounds, Zalthor said. His voice was shaking. That is 15 times her body weight. Her adrenaline made it possible, Dr. Chen said. She had joined them in the library. Her child needed her. So her body found the strength. File after file. Story after story. A firefighter carried 3 people out of a burning building. A teacher protected 15 children during an earthquake. A pilot landed a broken airplane with 2 broken arms. Zalthor stopped reading. He looked at Dr. Chun. Every species has survival instinct. That is normal. But humans are different. Your bodies actually change. You become different creatures for a short time. Stronger, faster, able to ignore pain. Dr. Chen nodded. It is in our evolution, Doctor. Our ancestors had no claws, no thick skin, no venom. They survived because of this ability. When death came close, their bodies gave them one chance, one moment of impossible strength. But what is the cost? Zalthor asked. This power must destroy your bodies. Dr. Chen's face became sad. Sometimes it does. Some humans die after the adrenaline fades. Their hearts stop. Their muscles tear apart. Their bodies cannot handle what they did. But you still use it, Zalthor said quietly, even knowing the cost. Because the alternative is worse, Dr. Chen answered. Better to try and fail than to not try at all. The library door opened. A young doctor ran inside. Her name was Dr. Maya Patel. Dr. Chun. Maya shouted, Marcus is awake. The surgery worked. He is stable. Zalthor stood up fast. He survived? After all those wounds. Yes, Maya smiled. He is asking about the 3 Krolaks. He wants to know if they are okay. Zalthor felt confused. He almost died. Why does he care about his enemies? They are not his enemies anymore, Dr. Chen said. The fight is over. Now, they are just patients who need help. That is how Marcus thinks. Zalthor picked up a scanner. I must speak with him. Now, I have so many questions. Dr. Chen led him toward the medical wing. He wants to meet you too. Doctor, he heard a famous scientist is studying humans. He thinks it is funny. They walked through the corridors. Zalthor's mind was racing with questions. How does Marcus feel? Does he regret fighting? Would he do it again? They reached the medical room door. Dr. Chen stopped. One warning, Doctor, she said. Marcus has a strange sense of humor. Do not be surprised by anything he says. She opened the door. Inside, Marcus sat up in his bed. Bandages covered his shoulder and chest. But he was smiling, eating a sandwich, looking completely normal. Hey, Doc, Marcus said cheerfully. I hear you think humans are weird. Dr. Zalthor stepped into medical room slowly. He stared at Marcus. The human was eating a sandwich, smiling, like he did not almost die 6 hours ago. "You should be unconscious," Zalthor said. "You lost 3 pints of blood. You had 6 stab wounds. How are you awake?" Marcus shrugged. "Guess I heal fast. 1/2 my sandwich." Zalthor sat down in the chair next to bed. He opened his scanner. "May I ask you questions?" "Sure," Marcus said. "Dr. Chin told me you were studying humans. That is pretty cool. When you fought the 3 Krolaks," Zalthor began, "did you feel pain?" Marcus thought for a moment. "During the fight? No. I felt nothing. My body was too busy keeping me alive. But now," he touched his bandaged shoulder. "Oh yeah, now it hurts a lot. But you are still smiling," Zalthor observed. "Why?" "Because my friends are safe," Marcus said simply. "Those Krolaks were heading toward the civilian section. 20 families live there. Kids. Old people. I had to stop them." Zalthor checked the scanner data. "Your body was destroying itself during that fight. Your muscles were tearing. Your blood vessels were rupturing. You could have died after winning." "I know," Marcus nodded. "Adrenaline does not care about tomorrow. It only cares about surviving today." "But you could have died," Zalthor repeated, "after saving everyone. You could have won the fight and still died." Marcus looked directly at Zalthor. His eyes were serious now. "Better to die after saving my friends than to die while they still needed me." Zalthor felt something strange in his chest. Respect. He had studied hundreds of species, but none thought like this. "Your species confuses me," Zalthor admitted. "You are weak individually, but you do impossible things." "Why?" "Because we are not alone," Marcus said. "Humans are stronger together. I fight for my friends. They would fight for me. That is how we survive." Zalthor was about to ask another question, but suddenly the alarm sounded. Loud, urgent, red lights flashed. A voice came through the speakers. "Emergency. Hull breach in Sector 7. Structural collapse. 12 civilians trapped. All security teams respond immediately." Marcus stood up. He pulled the medical tubes out of his arm. "No." Zalthor jumped up. "You cannot. Your body needs rest. You will kill yourself." Marcus grabbed his uniform jacket. His hands were steady. "People need help, Doc. I can rest when they are safe." Dr. Chin ran into the room. "Marcus, you just had surgery. You cannot go." "Watch me," Marcus said. He walked toward the door. Zalthor grabbed a scanner. Something inside him made a decision. "Then I am coming with you. I must document this." Marcus looked surprised. "Doc, it might be dangerous." "I am a scientist," Zalthor said firmly. "I observe. That is my job." They ran into the hallway together. Other security guards were already moving towards Sector 7. Marcus ran with them. Zalthor followed, his scanner recording everything. They reached Sector 7 in 3 minutes. The scene was chaos. A support beam had collapsed. It blocked the main door. Smoke filled the air. Through the smoke, Zalthor could hear voices. Screaming. Crying. 12 people trapped behind that collapsed door. Marcus looked at the door. It was massive. Metal and reinforced steel. Zalthor checked the scanner quickly. "That door weighs 800 pounds, Zalthor said. "Even with machinery, we need 10 people to move it." Marcus stepped forward. He placed both hands on the door. "Marcus, no." Dr. Chin pleaded through the communication badge. "Your body cannot handle this. You will tear every muscle. You will break your bones." Marcus did not answer. He just pulled. Zalthor watched the scanner. Marcus's adrenaline exploded. Higher than before. Higher than should be possible. His barely healed wounds started bleeding again through the bandages. But the door moved. Marcus pulled harder. His face turned red. Blood soaked through his bandages. But the door moved. Inch by inch. Zalthor watched the scanner in horror. Marcus's body was breaking down. Muscles tearing. Heart beating dangerously fast. But Marcus did not stop. "Almost there," Marcus whispered through his teeth. The door lifted. Just enough. 3 feet of space appeared at the bottom. Go! Now! Marcus shouted. The 12 civilians crawled under the door, one by one. A mother with 2 children, an old man, a young couple, engineers, teachers. All of them escaped. The last person crawled through. A little girl. She looked back at Marcus. Thank you, she said softly. Marcus smiled at her. You are welcome. Then he let go of the door. It crashed down. Marcus collapsed. His eyes closed. Marcus. Zalthor dropped his scanner. He caught Marcus before he hit the ground. The medical team arrived in seconds. Dr. Chin was with them. They lifted Marcus onto a stretcher. Dr. Chin checked his vital signs. His heart rate is dropping, she said quickly. We need to get him to surgery. Now. They ran toward the medical wing. Zalthor followed. He picked up his scanner. The data was terrible. Marcus had pushed too far this time. In the stretcher, Marcus opened his eyes slightly. He looked at Zalthor. Did they make it? Marcus whispered. His voice was very weak. Yes, Zalthor said. His own voice was shaking. All 12. Because of you. Marcus smiled. Then his eyes closed again. 6 hours later, Zalthor sat outside the surgery room. He had not moved. He just waited and thought. Dr. Chin finally came out. She looked tired, but she was smiling. He will live, she said. Marcus is strong. Stronger than he should be. Zalthor felt relief wash over him. Can I see him? Later. He needs rest now. Zalthor nodded. He went back to his lab. He opened his computer. He started writing his final report. He wrote for 3 hours. When he finished, he read it one more time. The report said, I came to the station to study human evolution. I wanted to understand their adrenaline response. I found something beyond biology. Something my science cannot fully measure. Humans have adrenaline, yes. It makes them stronger and faster when danger comes. But they also have something else. Something more powerful. They have choice. Humans choose to push beyond survival. They choose to save others even when it costs them everything. They choose to stand and fight when running away would be easier. I watched Marcus fight 3 Krolax warriors with fatal wounds. I watched him lift an 800-pound door with a body that was already broken. He did not do these things because his adrenaline forced him. He did them because people needed help. And to Marcus, that was enough reason. Other species use adrenaline to save themselves. Humans use it to save each other. This is not impossible evolution. This is something greater. Humans call it adrenaline, but I have a different word for it. I call it courage. 2 days later, Marcus was sitting up in bed again, eating another sandwich. Zalthor visited him one last time before leaving the station. So, Doc, Marcus said with a smile, what does your report say about us crazy humans? Zalthor sat down. It says that humans are not a weak species. You're the most dangerous species I have ever studied. Marcus laughed. Dangerous? Us. Yes. Zalthor said seriously. Not because of your adrenaline. Not because of your strength. You are dangerous because you choose when to use your power. And you choose to use it for others. Marcus stopped laughing. He looked thoughtful. I never thought about it that way. Most humans do not. Zalthor said, you just call it being human. They shook hands. Human custom. Zalthor had learned it. Zalthor left the medical room. His assistants were waiting at the ship. Kelvar looked curious. Sir, where do we study next? Kelvar asked. Zalthor stopped walking. He thought about Marcus. About the mother who caught her falling child. About all the war records. About humans who choose courage over safety. Nowhere, Zalthor said finally, we are going back to the Galactic Council. Why, sir? Because I need to tell them something very important. Zalthor said quietly, never threaten humans. Never attack their families. Never harm what they love. Because when humans are protecting something they care about, they do not think about winning or losing. They do not think about pain or death. They only think about one thing, saving the people they love. and that makes them unstoppable. Kelvar looked confused. But, sir, humans are small. They have no natural weapons. Zalthor smiled. That is what I thought too. But I was wrong. Humans do have a weapon, the most powerful weapon in the galaxy. They have each other. They boarded the ship. As they flew away from the human station, Zalthor looked back one last time. Somewhere in that station, Marcus was probably making jokes, eating sandwiches, being normal, until the next time someone needed help. Then he would become something else, something impossible, something amazing. He would become human. 3 weeks passed. Dr. Zalthor arrived at the Galactic Council headquarters, a massive building floating in space. Representatives from 200 species gathered there. Zalthor walked into the council chamber. His report was ready, but his hands felt nervous. What he was about to say would shock everyone. The High Chancellor spoke first. His name was Mordan. He was from the Zelthic species. Very old, very powerful. Dr. Zalthor, Mordan said, "You studied the humans. Tell us, are they weak as predicted?" The chamber fell silent. 200 species waited for the answer. Zalthor stood up. He activated his holographic display. Images of humans appeared in the air. Marcus fighting. The mother catching her child. Soldiers saving their friends. Honorable Council, Zalthor began. I must change my report. Humans are not weak. Whispers filled the chamber. Confusion. Disbelief. Impossible, said Commander Kresh. He was Krolax, the same species that Marcus fought. Humans have no claws, no armor, no natural weapons. How can they be strong? Zalthor showed the video of Marcus fighting 3 Krolax warriors. The chamber went silent again. Everyone watched. When the video ended, nobody spoke. One human defeated 3 of your best warriors, Zalthor said to Commander Kresh. And he was protecting civilians, not even trying to kill, just trying to stop them. Commander Kresh's face showed shame. This is not possible. We are trained from birth to fight. Humans are trained from birth to protect, Zalthor replied. That makes them more dangerous. High Chancellor Mordan leaned forward. Explain this adrenaline you mentioned in your report. Zalthor pulled up his scanner data. When humans face danger, their bodies release a chemical called adrenaline. It makes them 3 times stronger. It blocks all pain. It shuts down fear. Every human has this ability. Every human? Asked Ambassador Tel Rix. She was from a peaceful species. Even their children? Yes, Zalthor nodded. I tested this. Even a small human child has this response. When they grow up and train, they become extremely formidable. Another council member stood up. General Vactor from the Arthian Empire. His species had conquered 15 planets. Dr. Zalthor, General Vactor said with a cold voice, "Are you suggesting we should fear humans? They have only 5 colonies. We have 500. They have small ships. We have battle fleets." Zalthor looked directly at General Vactor. "General, I am not suggesting you fear them. I am warning you never to threaten them." "That sounds like fear." General Vactor smiled. Zalthor did not smile back. "Let me ask you something, General. Have you ever seen someone lift a car to save their child? Have you ever seen someone fight for 4 minutes with fatal wounds? Have you ever seen someone choose death over abandoning their friends?" General Vactor said nothing. "I have," Zalthor continued. "I saw it in humans. Multiple times. In just 3 weeks. Your soldiers are trained to fight until ordered to retreat. Human soldiers fight until everyone is safe or they are dead. There is no retreat in their nature when protecting others." High Chancellor Mordan raised his hand. The chamber became quiet again. "Dr. Zalthor," the Chancellor said slowly, "what exactly are you recommending?" Zalthor took a deep breath. "I recommend we establish a treaty with humans. A friendship treaty. Not a dominance treaty. Not a trade agreement. A real alliance." "Why?" asked the Chancellor. "Because humans have something we need," Zalthor said. "Loyalty. Courage. The ability to do impossible things when protecting their allies. If humans are our friends, they will die for us. I have seen this in their history. They do not abandon their friends. Ever. And if there are enemies? General Vactor asked quietly. Zalthor's voice became very serious. Then we will face a species that does not know how to surrender. A species that becomes stronger when losing. A species that will fight with broken bodies and dying hearts until their last breath. Not because they love war, but because they love each other. The council chamber was completely silent now. Suddenly, the main door opened. A human walked in. It was Ambassador Williams from Earth. She looked surprised. "Forgive me, High Chancellor," she said. "I was told this was a closed session." It was, Mordan said, "But Dr. Zalthor was just telling us about humans. Perhaps you should hear this too." Ambassador Williams sat down. She looked at Zalthor with curiosity. Zalthor continued. 3 days ago, I received a message from Marcus. The human I studied. He said something that I cannot forget. "What did he say?" asked the Chancellor. Zalthor pulled up the message. Marcus's face appeared on a hologram, smiling as always. The message played. Marcus's voice filled the chamber. "Hey, Doc. Heard you are presenting your report soon. Just wanted to say thanks for being cool about everything. Also, tell your council something for me. Tell them humans do not want war. We have seen enough war on Earth. We want friends. We want to explore. We want to learn. But if anyone threatens our families, our colonies, our friends, then they will learn why Earth needed only one species to rule it. Not because we were the strongest, but because we never stopped fighting for each other. Hope that helps your report. Stay safe, Doc." The message ended. Ambassador Williams looked shocked. Marcus said that? He usually just makes jokes. He was serious this time. Zalthor said. High Chancellor Mordan stood up. His decision was clear on his face. "The Council will vote tomorrow," he announced. "We will decide on the human treaty. Dr. Zalthor, thank you for your report. You may have prevented a terrible war." The council meeting ended. Everyone left the chamber. But General Vactor did not go to his quarters. He went to a secret meeting room deep in the station. 5 other military leaders waited there. They were from different species, but they all thought the same way. Power through strength. Control through fear. "The council is weak," General Vactor said. "They want to make friends with humans. This is foolish." Commander Zexid nodded. He was from the Mander species. Giant insect warriors. "Humans should bow to us, not stand beside us." "Exactly," General Vactor agreed. "But the council will vote for the treaty tomorrow. We need proof that humans are weak, not strong." "How do we get this proof?" asked Admiral Kren. She commanded a fleet of warships. General Vactor smiled coldly. "We test them. We send a small attack force to their newest colony, Eden Prime. Only 300 humans live there. Farmers. Families. No soldiers. No weapons. You want to attack civilians?" Commander Zexith looked surprised. "Just a small raid," General Vactor said. "We take some supplies. Scare them. Show the council that humans run away when faced with real danger. Dr. Zalthor only saw humans on their own stations. Protected. Safe. Let us see how they act when truly threatened." Admiral Kren thought about this. If they run away, the council will see them as weak. No treaty. We stay in control. "And if they fight?" asked another general. General Vactor laughed. 300 farmers against 50 trained Arthian soldiers? They cannot win. Either way, we prove humans are not special. "When do we attack?" Commander Zexith asked. "Tonight," General Vactor said. "Before the vote, by tomorrow morning. We will have video evidence of humans running away in fear. The council will reject the treaty." Meanwhile, in another part of the station, Dr. Zalthor could not sleep. Something felt wrong. His instincts as a scientist told him danger was close. He decided to check the military database, just to be safe. What he found made his blood turn cold. 50 Arthian soldiers had left the station 3 hours ago. Their destination, Eden Prime Colony. Expected arrival time, for hours. No, Zalthor whispered. They would not. They could not. But the data was clear. Someone was attacking Eden Prime. Zalthor ran to find Ambassador Williams. He found her in the human embassy section. She was drinking tea and reading reports. Ambassador! Zalthor shouted. Eden Prime is under attack. Ambassador Williams dropped her cup. Tea spilled on the floor. What? Who? When? Arthean soldiers. Zalthor said quickly. 50 of them. They left 3 hours ago. They will arrive at Eden Prime in 1 hour. Ambassador Williams grabbed her communication device. I need to warn the colony. She pressed buttons frantically. But nothing happened. No signal. The communication is blocked, she said with fear in her voice. Someone is jamming our frequencies. General Vactor, Zalthor realized, he wants to prove humans are weak. He wants to stop the treaty. Ambassador Williams looked at Zalthor. Her face showed fear, but also something else. Determination. How many humans live in Eden Prime? Zalthor asked. 312. Ambassador Williams said quietly. Mostly families. Children. Farmers. There are only 20 security guards. They have basic training, not military. Against 50 Arthean soldiers? Zalthor felt sick. This will be a massacre. Ambassador Williams shook her head slowly. No, doctor. You still do not understand humans. What do you mean? Those farmers are not helpless, she said. Her voice became hard. Those families are not weak. You studied our adrenaline. You saw Marcus fight. But you did not learn the most important thing about humans. What thing? Zalthor asked. Ambassador Williams looked directly at him. We are most dangerous when protecting our children. She grabbed her jacket. I need to get to High Chancellor Mordan. We need ships. We need help. Now. The council is sleeping, Zalthor said. By the time they wake up and organize help, it will be too late. Then people will die. Ambassador Williams said. Tears appeared in her eyes. Those are my people, doctor, families I know, children I met. Zalthor made a decision. I have a fast scout ship. We can reach Eden Prime in 2 hours. We cannot fight, but we can record everything. We can be witnesses. Why would you help us? Ambassador Williams asked. Because this is wrong, Zalthor said simply, and because I want to see if I am right about humans. Right about what? Zalthor remembered Marcus's words, that you never stop fighting for each other. They ran to the landing bay. Zalthor's ship was ready. They launched into space, racing toward Eden Prime. Inside the ship, Ambassador Williams tried the communication again. Still jammed. Those people have no warning, she said quietly. They do not know 50 soldiers are coming. Will they surrender? Zalthor asked. Ambassador Williams looked out at the stars. I do not know, doctor. I really do not know. Eden Prime is a peaceful colony. They left Earth to farm, to build families, to live quiet lives. Then maybe they will not fight, Zalthor said hopefully. Ambassador Williams touched a locket around her neck. Inside was a picture, a human man and a little girl. My brother lives in Eden Prime, she said softly, with his daughter, my niece. She is 6 years old. Zalthor understood now. This was personal for her. What is your brother's name? He asked gently. Michael, Ambassador Williams said. He was a soldier once, long ago, but he retired. He wanted peace. He wanted his daughter to grow up safe. Once a soldier, always a soldier, Zalthor said, remembering human war records. Ambassador Williams nodded. That is what I am afraid of, doctor. Afraid? Why? Because if Michael fights, others will follow, she said. And if they fight, many will die. On both sides. The ship flew faster through space. 2 hours until they reached Eden Prime. 2 hours until they learned the truth. Would humans surrender? Or would they fight? Zalthor checked the scanner. He would record everything. The galaxy needed to see what happened next.